Good morning and afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday, February 25th, and these are your bell ringer problems. All right, problem number 13. They're asking us, is 3,507 an even or an odd number? And as we look here, you always just look at the last digit, and we have a 7 in the ones place, and that 7 is odd, so that means that the whole number is odd. Number 13, that whole number is odd. Okay, now how many dimes are in $4? Well, I know a dime is worth 10 cents, right? If that's worth 10 cents, I'm going to need to divide $4 by 10 cents to figure out how many dimes can go into $4. Okay, so I have set up that problem here with the 4 on the inside of my box and then my 10 cents on the outside of the box. But you should have remembered from homework last night that you cannot divide a whole number by a decimal. So I need to change this into a whole number by moving the decimal over 2 places. Then we also have an imaginary decimal right here that I'm going to move over 2 places. And I'm going to add 2 zeros there. Okay, so then 10 cannot go into 4. 10 can go into 40 4 times. 4 times 10 is 40. And 40 minus 40 is 0. And then I bring my next 0 down. 10 cannot go into 0. 0 times 10 is 0. And we get 0. So I can see that there are 40 dimes in $4. There are 40 dimes in $4. And that makes sense because each dime is worth 10 cents. So 10 times 40 gets me 400 cents. And I know that there's 100 cents in a dollar. So 400 divided by 100 gets me $4. All right, number 15, they wanted us to look at 3,000 minus 1,976. Pretty easy problem, but I cannot subtract 6 from 0. I can't subtract 7 from 0. I can't subtract 9 from 0. So I have to go all the way down to my 3,000 here, borrow from that 3,000, make that a 2,000, and I'm going to pass it down, change that 10 into a 9, pass it down, change that 10 into a 9, and then pass it down. And then since I'm at the last digit, I can't pass any farther, so I'm just going to subtract. 10 minus 6 gets me 4. 9 minus 7 leaves me with 2. 9 minus 9 leaves me with 0. And 2 minus 1 is 1. So I get 1,024. 1,024. All right, and then number 16, they're asking us, any closed figures made up of a line segment is called and we should know that that is called a polygon. It is a closed figure with line segments, and we know that line segments are straight lines, so that is a polygon. Do not put shape. We're using our educational language here, so we're using the word polygon. All right, let's look at our 2 word problems for the day. Word problem number 1. Tyler ran 6 cross-country races. The total distance he ran was 19 and 2/10 miles. Each race was the same distance. How many miles did he run in each race? Well, here is the total miles that he ran in all of his races. Here is the number of races that he ran. So a lot of folks have been waiting to do this, but this time, yes, we are going to divide 19 and 2/10 by 6 to figure out what each of his races was. Okay, so for story problem number 1, I'm going to go ahead and put $19, or it's not $19, 19 and 2/10 miles divided by the 6 races that we had. Okay, 6 cannot go into 1. Nothing times 6 is going to get me 1 or even close to it. 3 times 6 is going to get me close to 18, or is going to get me 18, close to 19. 19 minus 18 is 1. You too. Pull down your 2 here. 6 can go into 12. 6 can go into 12 2 times. Two. Miss Garner's making a cameo in our video here, guys. So 6 can go into 12 2 times. 12 minus 12 is 0. And then I go ahead and pull my decimal up into my answer, and I can see that each race was 3 2/10 miles. 3 2/10 miles. Okay. All right, and then let's look at story problem number 2. Story problem number 2. On average, it took Tyler 7 minutes to run 1 mile. How long did it take him to run each race? How long did it take him to run all of his races? Okay, so if we know that one race was 3 2/10 miles, and it takes him 7 minutes to run 1 mile, I'm going to take 3 2/10 times 7 to figure out how long it took him to run the whole race. 7 times 2 is 14. You put your 4 down, you carry your 2. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 1 is 22. And then I have 1 decimal place in my problem, so I have 1 decimal place in my answer. So to run one race, it took him 22 minutes, 22.4 minutes. Okay, but he also ran a total of 19 2/10 miles in all of his races. So I'm also going to take 19 2/10, and I'm going to multiply that by 7 because it takes him 7 minutes to run a mile. 7 times 2 is 14. Put your 4 down, carry your 1. 7 times 9 is 63, plus 1 is 64. Carry your 6. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 6 is going to get us 13. So to run all of his races, it would have taken him, and we had 1 decimal place in our problem, so we need 1 decimal place in our answer. It would have taken him 134 4/10 minutes to run all of those races. We could even go ahead and take that to the next level and divide this by 60 to figure out how many hours, but we're not going to do that today. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, hashtag we've been following a trend. We had 1 week, 4 days, 3, and now hashtag Chua. Hashtag Chua. We have 2 days left until it is time to rock out on that I-step. Let's have a good day, guys.